Hey, it's Mark with Mark's Virtual Real Estate Channel. We're back with another Upland video, and today I was going to go through the node progress on Upland. And not just my lazy nodes, but looking at lots of other nodes to see how they're doing, how they're progressing, and what is exciting in these nodes as well. So we love the comments, love the shares, love it if you hit that like button. That helps me out a bunch. And I also have a real estate channel as well, Mark Ferguson Invest for More, where you can see what we're doing in real life. I own a bar, a liquor store, a lot of rental properties. We flip houses. I own a brokerage. So a lot of different things going on in my world. And I probably will do more car videos on that channel as well too. I've been kind of slacking, but I bought a 91 Super Turbo to go with my 94 Super Turbo. And I just got another car under contract to buy. So it's kind of a big deal for me. And I'll be talking a lot more about that soon. All right. So we are in the New York area, Queens here. And I'm going to start off with my lazy nodes because I'm selfish and want to start with mine first. So a node is basically a neighborhood, an area where players get together, buy properties, build on them, have communities, can make up their own Discord, their own rules, just have a lot of fun within Upland without having to rely on Upland to do everything for them. So Neponset is where I chose to do my lazy node in Queens. And you can see I own quite a few properties in here. And it's been doing pretty well. We'll show you the numbers too. We won't just talk about the properties, but show you how things have progressed. There's quite a bit of building going on here, as you can see. Nothing is quite finished yet, except actually I think there's some down south here along the Rockaway Beach. That one I believe was started well before I said this would be a node, but you can see all kinds of cool stuff going up here. So that's really good to see. My property here is getting closer. It still has a ways to go. I think we're at 22 days. 22 days left. So thank you to everybody who has staked some spark for that property. I think that's a new person. So thank you. Appreciate that. That might be why my days just decreased. And I got 0.01 more spark today. Maybe it's late last night for doing the check-ins, the daily check-ins. So again, I know some people said they got a little more. I've done it twice and gotten 0.01 each time. So things are going well here. I have been buying more properties. Actually, while I'm right here, let's see if we can get that little send. I have been doing some treasure hunting, not very much, just once in a while. And it's been very sporadic. I've still only gotten 2 spark chests, and it just really isn't worth my time to do it. But once in a while, if I'm like super bored, which isn't very often, I might do a treasure hunt and see what happens. All right, so if we go to upexland.me, we can see Queens, Neponset, and Neponset. I'm guessing that's how you say it. I was just wanted to look at the prices. So when I first bought here, so a few weeks ago now, prices were around this 28,000, 27,000. Bought quite a few properties in that price range. And then they jumped up fairly quickly up to about 48,000, I believe. And then they dropped back down again. I didn't talk about it much. I didn't have many videos last week. And prices really dropped. And, you know, prices dropping can be a good thing or a bad thing. If you have very expensive properties, it can make you worry, oh, my prices went down. But if you don't sell them, it doesn't really hurt you that much. But it also can provide a lot of buying opportunities. So I went along and bought 4 or 5 properties when prices dropped. And I got them for 31 to 32,000, even though prices weren't quite that low. I made some offers, they were accepted, and so I was able to add to my portfolio because of those lower prices. So I think prices are still fairly affordable here, based on the few number of properties in Neponset, the small neighborhood, especially compared to the rest of Queens, which has fairly large neighborhoods. All right, moving on to some other ones. This is sort of a node. I really haven't heard much about it. The Broad channel. I heard one person was building in here and told people to build, and there's a lot of building going on in here. But you can see it's got really cool properties here. And someone mentioned if boats ever come along, you know, that could be cool with places that have waterfront. And these that have like boat slips could be really cool. And after the collections were announced, I noticed prices were very cheap in here. So I bought a few properties on the water. 34, I think that's the most expensive one. A lot of these other ones were, how much did I pay for that one? $23,000 on the water. So I kind of keep my eye open my eyes open to see if anything pops up that's affordable in here once in a while. And let's see kind of what their prices are at. Like I said, I bought some fairly cheap there right after the collection. And now, oh, 19,000? That's not on the water, but that's still pretty cheap for a pretty cool area where they're building a lot. What did I pay? 28 for that. 28 for that. Wow, that's really cheap. 29. I thought I might have bought those before the collections were announced. And then I got some other really good deals after the collection. But lots of building going on there, which caught my eye. It wasn't even Discord or hearing about it. It was simply, I looked there one day, I'm like, oh my God, there's tons of buildings going up here. All right. Holliswood is another one. Radish Head from Upland Analysis is doing this one. And last I checked here, it looked like it was doing fantastic. And yeah, look at all these buildings. Quite a few finished. And yeah, he was going for the red roof and white building look. And I always have problems getting my angles right. I can search, oh well. Whoa. But you can kind of see that there, that most people are doing that, so that's cool. Uh-oh. That one has a gray roof and not a white body. That's okay. But yeah, he's doing fantastic. He has a great YouTube channel, great following. So there's no surprise there that his node is doing well. And let's see what his prices are at. I bought one there before he announced the collection. I think it's before the collections were announced at all, before he announced the node. And I should have bought more right after he did that, but I didn't. Because prices were in the 30,000 range, I believe, and now they're up to 64. So that one is doing really well. So congratulations to him. And then, let's see. That's about all I know that's going on in Queens right now. But I'm sure there might be some more things I'm not aware of. Kew Gardens was rumored to be a really popular area, but I almost think it being announced as a collection kind of hurt that. So there's some building going on there, but nothing crazy. And then, let's see. Someone had mentioned they're going to do something in Arvine, where I have tons of properties. If you want some properties, I've got them. In this area, they're going to be building a little node there. A couple properties there, but nothing too crazy yet. So you can see I have lots of properties that I minted there, and we've been slowly selling some of them off. All right, so that's Queens. One thing I haven't ever heard if the Bronx has nodes. I'm sure they do. I know there's a lot of building going on in City Island. Look at all those. Whew. So I even built one here. There might be something going on there, although it is a collection. It's always hard to say. But otherwise, I haven't heard too much about things going on in the Bronx. So if people know of something that's going on, love to hear what's happening there. Oh, Manhattan. Again, I'm not entirely in the loop on Manhattan because it's pretty expensive and a lot going on there. However, I did have that awesome player who pretty much almost gave me a property, sold to me at Mint in Morningside Heights, and then I built a property, and he actually, I think it's this one. Is that the one I built? Maybe? I think so. Bought it back from me for over 400,000 UPX, helped me get to executive status, so thank you so much. And there's quite a few buildings going on in here, and that neighborhood is very exclusive. If you look at prices in there, let's see here, Manhattan, Morningside Heights, 233 is your lowest price, and that's actually one of the lowest prices I've seen in there. Usually I see them up in the 400,000 to 500,000 range for the cheapest ones. So that's interesting, actually. If you want to get into an exclusive node, those are some decent prices. You can see some have structures on it. I think that might be mine. So that's a pretty cool one. And then moving on here, I'm not on Discord all the time. I don't have time for that, so I can't keep track of everything. So that's why I rely on people to tell me what's going on. Thank you for that. Cleveland, I'm sure there's stuff in Cleveland. I just don't know about it. Detroit, we know what's going on in Detroit in some areas because that's where I started my first lazy node. I call it a lazy node because we don't have a Discord, don't have any rules, don't have any regulations. just buy properties and build. And eventually maybe we'll do some more things with it. But for right now, that's what I've been doing. And you can see I own quite a few properties in here in Henry Ford, which I picked because it was small, because it had a cool name, and because it had some affordable properties in the very beginning. So this one I've been building here too, and we can see 25 days. Again, thank you to those who are staking some spark on that. If more people want to do it, I won't stop you. In fact, I don't think I can stop you. And then you can see we have quite a few buildings going on. Finished. There's one finished there. How's the apartment building doing here? I think this player is the one who won one of the contests where I gave away a couple properties in here. And they're 160 days still. So it's still a little ways away. I staked a little bit there, but got some time. But you can see things are going very well here. And I actually broke down, I'll show you here in a second. There was one property that was super cheap. It's this little guy right here. And I ended up buying that just because you can't build on it, it's too skinny. But I thought our prices should be pushed up a little bit, so I bought that one. And let's see what we have here for prices in Henry Ford. 19,000. So when I first started buying here, I was paying 7,000 to 8,000 for those things. I even bought a couple for 5 or 6, I think, right after that. And there's a structure on it. What? Hold on a second. What's going on here? I didn't notice that till just now. What property is this? It doesn't show a structure on it. Why does it say that? That's weird. I don't know. Maybe he just started building on it. That's all I can think of right there. That's interesting, because it doesn't show anything on here at all. You can see there's other buildings being put up there. But this has been fun. I like Henry Ford. I think Henry Ford is really cool. And there's some pretty decent players staking a lot of spark in the beginning to my properties and some other ones. So we'll see how that progresses. And then let's see, one other one in Detroit. We kind of started, I don't want to discourage people who have properties on 8 Mile, but I've really been focusing on Henry Ford. 8 Mile's been doing okay. It's still, I think I bought stuff in 11 to 12,000 range, and I have a lot on 8 Mile, but 122 now. There's more properties on it. It's kind of hard to buy on an entire street, a node, but I think we can do it. If cars get going here eventually, I think that'll give a lot more opportunity to do some stuff on 8 Mile. But you can see I own lots of properties. But it's a large road, too. However, one good thing going forward is most of the properties are large-sized. So they're not just tiny lots, stuck next to each other. There's some big lots on here, if I scroll in far enough. I don't think those are on 8 Mile. Let's see. There we go. So just a little larger lots than normal. Oh, there's Greeley Street. That's the town where I live. Do I have a... That's interesting. Okay. Okay, so those Detroit, there might be other nodes there as well, like I said. I know there's nodes in Chicago as well, but I'm just not as familiar with them. I know one of the most dedicated Spark areas in all of Upland is in Chicago. Portage Park, I believe. And again, I always have such a hard time even finding where that is. But if you're interested in a well-established, very built-up area, that's it. Okay. And then keep going here. Oh, sorry. Don't do that. My screen wasn't quite straight again. There we go. That's better. Kansas City, I haven't paid much attention to those. Nashville either. I know there's nodes in there too. There's one, actually, where was it? There's one person who was going to trade me a property here, JT, I believe. And I just had too much going on to really focus on another node in another city. JT, if you want to pipe in and tell me where that one was, go right ahead in the comments. Oh, I forget exactly. It was kind of a cool area with big properties, and they're building some mansions in there, so it's pretty neat to see. But again, I forget exactly where it was. New Orleans, I know the French Quarter is having some stuff done. So it's kind of cool, because I started Upland right after I went to New Orleans to speak at the Bigger Pockets conference. So that was kind of cool. And that's where one reason why I started in New Orleans when I first started Upland. So you can see lots of stuff going on here. That's Bourbon Street. So obviously Bourbon Street is very popular. You can see lots of properties being built. And then I saw somewhere on one of the Discords that they're trying to get the properties built backwards. And why is that? Well, because if you've been to Bourbon Street, all the balconies, right, face the street. And so all the townhouses have balconies on the back. So if you face the townhouses backwards, then the balconies are how it is in real life. So there's one like right there, there's one there. So that's kind of cool to see them doing that. And Bourbon Street is pretty expensive last time I checked. It's been a while. And the cool thing, that is also a collection. Or is Bourbon Street a collection? It's got to be, right? Or maybe it's not. I know the French Quarter is. Let's see. So French Quarter, 89,000, and then they did not do Bourbon Street, which sort of makes sense because it would be so obvious that it would be a collection. Let's see. Whew. There you go. Yeah, it's not even a collection, but minimum price, you're looking at 770,000 right now. There's 11 for sale, but a lot of those have structures. That's crazy. So there you go. There's another very exclusive node that was created by the players and not Upland. All right, we'll keep moving along here to LA. LA has some. Let's see. Morningside. I haven't been here very often, but I know they were doing a node in here. And I bought a lot of properties along West here when I minted. Did very well there. And oh, I can see some are starting to be built there. So that's kind of cool. And Morningside became a node. You can see there's quite a few properties being built and finished already here. The stadium is in this neighborhood. There it is. Oh, that's the Forum. There's another stadium, right? Touchdown Drive. There you go, Los Angeles Stadium. So lots of building going on there. So that's a cool one. I have not checked prices there at all lately. Let me see what we're looking at. Like I said, every town seems to have a Morningside neighborhood. Oh, not Bourbon Street. Okay, search. See, stuff is still very affordable here. So that's what I saw before. And that's something what I considered when doing my node is that if we open this up, look how big Morningside Park is. It's huge. So if you want to have a node that's, has well more than 200 properties for sale, if you want to push the value of a node, you almost need to have a small, smaller neighborhood. And then, let's see, not that one. Something else, United Auto Group, UAG, in Upland, or Upland Auto Group, right? Sorry, not United. They have Broadway. Is that on Broadway? Maybe that one. There we go. I bought one property there, and I paid, let's see, $9,000 for it. And I know, let's see, it is doing fairly well last time I checked. Oh no, it's not. Sorry. Now you can buy them for $8,000. So it jumped up for a while. Now it's lower again. So I don't think they haven't been quite as active lately. I haven't heard as much from them, but I still think that's a really cool idea. And they're thinking of having a drag strip kind of thing on Broadway going on. So that's why I bought one there. There's still a fairly cheap one there for someone if they want to buy it right now. And then the other really popular node, one of the most popular nodes in the whole game, is Century City. And I have 4 properties here, and these were expensive properties. I bought one of them for, let's see, the one I built on. Let's see what I paid for it. $106,000, which I thought was high. It's not anymore. So you can see all the building going on here. Tons and tons of building. And I bought 2 more properties here because they popped up as being fairly affordable, under $200,000. And then they actually have a system within their node on how they sell properties or preferred properties to be sold. Incredibly organized Discord, lots of people helping with it. So really cool node there if you want to be involved in lots of different things you can do. Oh, not Century Heights. I'm like, that is not right. There we go. So we'll see here. 249 is their floor right now. And I've seen it higher than that too. So really cool opportunity to a completed building for 300. It's not a bad price. Cool opportunity to be a part of Upland and like a huge community. Century City is a really cool area to do that as well. So there's one there. And then I'm running out of time because I actually have a call. I have to do some real work here. Oh, yeah, there's a Lazy J Ranch node, which has been doing very well. I have one property in here that I built on their ranch, but it's all ranches, as you can see. So they're doing pretty well there. Oh, someone had built another townhouse. Oh, man. What are you doing? I know they tried to buy one and tear it down, but then like you don't want to encourage people to build the wrong stuff so that you can sell it for more and then tear it down. But that's a cool one, too. And then that one, again, it's hard to determine values if I go back right there because it's in a gigantic neighborhood, as you can see. But the node itself is only in this little area right here. So it's hard to really know what values are doing. But mint prices were really high here. 40,000, I think, is about what minting was. So if we go to like one of these, it's unminted. 31,000. So interesting area, but it's hard to really push values there because it's so big and the mint prices were so high there. All right, finally, we're going to end in San Francisco. I'm sure Oakland and Alameda and Berkeley probably has nodes too, but I have not heard anything there. So if you know of anything, let me know. And then you have Outer Sunset here for sure, and Inner Sunset, which are also pretty cool nodes. They do lots of contests, have lots of Discord stuff going on. And let's see, you can see, yes, lots and lots of building. And these properties aren't that expensive in Outer Sunset. You can get them for usually the high 30s, maybe low 40s. Inner Sunset is a little more expensive and a little more exclusive, a lot smaller neighborhood. You can see lots of building going on there. So let's see how they are doing. And then, like I said, their collections. Whoops. So you can get in there for $36,000 now, which is very cheap. Even for all of San Francisco, you can get into a collection and node for fairly cheap. And then if you look at Inner Sunset, and those are part of the Sunset collection too. Oh, 39,000. I feel like those were way more expensive before. That is a good deal. I might have to buy that one. Okay, while I'm doing that, thank you everyone for your support. Oh, that is not pulling up right there. Thank you so much for all the comments and shares. Love all that. And then I'll have a lot more videos coming up here on lots of different subjects. No city releases coming up that we know of right now. I'm sure they'll have one here eventually. Those are all fun. But the nodes can be fun as well too. So let me know what your favorite node is. Let me know what you've had the most fun with Upland doing so far. And then what your plans are with Upland from this point on. Love to hear all that. All right, we'll be back with much more. Thanks again for watching. And don't forget to check out Invest for More as well.